Hey guys, so I took some effort to show you guys how this e-rupee works in general. And there are some misconceptions, and people are saying like control of the government and whatnot. And I just want to compare side by side with some scenarios how it works currently for the physical note and how it will work in terms of uh, central bank digital currency, okay, CBDC. So take the two scenarios, okay, and very similar scenarios. So, and let's go one by one. So notes are printed, right? This is a huge expense for the government, almost 4,000 crores. Moreover, then not just printing, but then it has to be transferred to different branches and whatnot, right? Circulation. Also, the notes will go extinct after some usage, say after 5 years, you have to replace them. So the fixed cost of the notes printing first time and the variable cost is pretty much the same. Now you have to incur this expense over and over again. Okay. Now each note has a unique number. It's on your note, right? If you open it, you'll see the unique number. Now the notes are dispatched. So this is tracked. Which notes are going to which part of the country? This is tracked. Which bank they are getting deposited? This is tracked. Suppose Bhavesh, like I'm just speaking him. So Bhavesh goes to the bank and withdraws, and dollar is not real dollar, it's like rupees, okay? So he withdraws, and I'll go back and forth because of my habit between dollar and rupees. So he withdraws like 5,000 rupees, and then in 2,000, 2,000, 1,000 notes, right? This is tracked. Bank will track this transaction like $5,000 withdrawal. Now he gives $2,000 to the maid in cash. This is not tracked. No, nobody will track it. Maid gives $1,000 for husband, like me, for to get some deshi daru. This is not tracked. Husband gives he spends all that money, right? And in fact incurs some extra bill. This is not tracked. Bar owner gives $800 of those $1,000 he has received to the supplier who has given all the suppliers, the waiter and whatnot, right? So he gives 800 of those dollars, which is not tracked. Bar owner deposits $200 in his bank. This is tracked. Now the bank will track this $200 deposited in the bank against that bar owner, and they will accept the note, not knowing if it is counterfeit or not. So this is where the counterfeits get into the system. So they can track this, or even if they are in circulation, whenever they are in circulation, right? Now, what most of the banks do nowadays is they do the sampling of the notes, and it's used mostly to measure. I mean, what the very first thing comes to my mind is velocity of the money, calculating that. But there are some other things, right? Sampling can be done for tracking the counterfeits and tracking bunch of other things, right? So this is tracked on the sampling basis. Now, maid has given out of 2,000 only 1,000 to the husband. So she still has 1,000. She spends 800 in cash to like bhajiwala, andiwala, and that kind of stuff, right? So this is not tracked. Maid gives $200, like maid hides this $200 from her husband and saves under her mattress. This is also not tracked. And this is where we find a lot of corruption, right? We find a lot of people hiding money under the mattress. Now the bar owner comes home because husband has raked more than like $1,000 in the bills, and he has paid only $1,000. So they come home, they find this $200, they take it. This money is not tracked, and the maid loses this money. This is how this current system works. This is very simple. Like we already know this is how it works in reality. Now think about this way: e-rupee. Notes are brought into existence programmatically. Now, initially there will be cost. There will be cost to write this program, to uh, build the infrastructure and get that and electricity cost and whatnot, right? But once that e-rupee is in existence, it can be circulated forever. I mean, it's not gonna die. It's not gonna. It has very little to no variable cost, except very little maintenance cost of the servers and the backups and that kind of stuff, right? Very little cost, a fraction of what you need to print the digital money. Each node is still assigned a universal unique ID, just like a number. So it's till now we are in parity, and whenever we go out of parity, I'll call out. The note are digitally dispatched to the banks. No cost. Here you have to have huge security, right? You have to have huge security. So this is like also saving here. So this is also tracked in parity. Now Bhavesh goes to the bank and withdraws $5,000. This is tracked. Bhavesh comes home and then he gives $2,000 to maid in e-rupee. This is not tracked. Just like this is not tracked. Now husband gives $1,000 to husband. Sorry, maid gives $1,000 to husband. Not tracked. Husbands give husband gives uh, $1,000 in the bar, which is not tracked. Bar owner gives $800 in e-rupee, not tracked. But bar owner also wants to say buy a property or something, and needs to write a check, right? So he needs to transfer this $200 profit from his e-rupee purse to the bank account. This is tracked, and this is tracked every time. Now this is where the parity goes away. This is tracked on a sampling basis. This is tracked on every time, and because of this, no counterfeits. I mean, there is like no money to be circulated, right? So we'll have less shine bags, less stone pelting in Jammu and Kashmir, and no terrorism money moving across, right? Because once because government can also say, oh, now after some time, after enough adoption of this system, they want to reduce the number of $2,000 note being circulated in the system. So suddenly, there will be less supply of the physical notes, and because of the network effect, right? More and more people will be forced to use the system who are gonna do the normal transaction. Okay, where we were? Sorry, I got distracted because of my alert. So yeah, so no, so this is where the parity goes away, but this is where the most of the benefits come from by tracking the thing, and also it helps in like knowing the velocity of the money, how soon the money is changing hands and that kind of stuff, right? Uh, so this is where every time the transaction is recorded, this is on sampling basis, parity goes away. But now think about this way: the maid still has $1,000 in her purse. She spends all of that money because it's in e-purse. She'll ask Bhajiwala or Andiwala if they have e-purse. If not, she will ask them, oh, you need to have. That's the kind of network effect, right? So this is not tracked. So maid never gives password to her husband and does it. Like this is where the parity goes away. This is what Prasad's point was. Like government gets extra power. This is only place government gets extra power. Extra power as in insight into your looking into your e-purse and knowing the balance. Okay, but they will not know where the money has come from. It is a legitimate money, and government has no reason to block your account. They cannot block your account. Just like today, they cannot freeze your account for no reason, right? Except the bank goes under or something, and even your deposits are insured by here FDIC, but there's some RBI rules and whatnot. Now the bar owner comes home and now they don't find money, so they break husband's leg here. So this is the parity goes away here, and then another scenario is like some going down the street, like scratches that maid's phone, right? She can still go to the bank, say, "This is my e-purse. I want it to restore," and she gets her $200 back. So in general, it is in parity, except in few cases which I have called out when it is kind of not. So and then all these transactions, what these are happening? These are happening on the blockchain and stuff. These are like very hard to track because it are like they are network based and whatnot. So these transactions are equally non-transparent to government as the cash transactions are, except that some of the other non-parity items I called out. Hope this helps. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you for asking. Thank you for discussion.